everybody, it's me Nate aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another video. This video, I don't know if it's going to be a rant. Let's see where it ends up. I think it's more of a discussion over the fact of the utter negativity of a lot of people that have been trashing the Silent Hill 2 remake from Bloober Team. Now, here's the thing that bothers me about society in general with these modern day gamers, is a lot of these people that are trash talking it like the original better. Now, do not get me wrong. I am an old school gamer. I grew up when Silent Hill 2 was actually launched. Yes, I didn't play it on no different system. I played it back in the day when it was officially launched. And I can say I do prefer the original game over the remake because of its charm and the fact of its problems. The original Silent Hill 2 ran on a game engine that couldn't really handle it, but it had some state-of-the-art CGI graphics for the cutscenes at the time that still hold up remarkably well even today. But due to the limitations of the game engine, they were forced to actually add the fog, which was from the first game as well, to hide the fact of the environmental assets couldn't be rendered. And they also came up with those different angles, the Dutch angles, where they were very cinematic and they were cool, but they did not have the ability to render the world at the time with the software they had, the game engine. So that's why they had all these tricky angles and shots, which actually added to the charm of the game, unintentionally. Honestly, a lot of people have been trashing the new one, which really makes me boggle my mind, because I've checked a lot of these people that have been trash talking the remake of Silent Hill 2, and they're the same people that are praising the remake of Resident Evil 2. And I hate to tell you this, hypocrite much? Now, I had a rant quite a while back trashing Bloober Team, because I don't believe that Bloober Team is a good development studio. They've had okay yet mediocre games, but I did not think that they would actually warrant the ability to actually be given the IP of Silent Hill 2 to make a decent game. And even in my review, I retracted that statement. I cannot sit here and say, yes, I know some of the members of Team Silent did help Bloober Team to make the remake of the game. I get that. They had the same composer come back to do the sound, and some other people too. But nonetheless, even though I don't like Bloober Team, I cannot sit here and not say they did not make a good quality remake. You look at the remakes that have been coming out. Yes, people are getting remakes out the butt, okay? But the Dead Space remake was really good. The Resident Evil 2 remake, really good. Silent Hill 2 remake, really good, okay? Yes, it does lose some aspects of the original. I think the atmosphere and ambiance of the original had a little bit more nerve-wracking aspects, because you could not look around the corner. You could not know what was down that hallway due to the fixed angles, and you could hear the enemies that were down there and you couldn't know. That was more nerve-wracking. I agree with that. But the high fidelity graphics of Unreal Engine 5 and the fact of the control, which is streamlined, because let's be honest, the original Silent Hill 2 was clunky as crap, much like Resident Evil 2. It was tank controls back in the day, okay? And I know people defend the fact of saying that made it more challenging and more stressful, and I do agree. I do agree with that. But can you honestly say here in this modern day gaming that I would want to sit down and play a new modernized version of a game with the same controls as the original? I would have to say no. If I'm getting a remake of a game that's over 20 years old, I do want them to add some new bells and whistles. The control of James is great. Adding the dodge is great. The addition of expanding on the world and adding new areas you can explore, like smashing windows of cars to get extra ammo, smashing windows to go through. They even added the stuff like Resident Evil, where instead of it being like yellow tape, it's like whites to help you know, okay, I can go through here. I have no problem with that. The addition of all the new puzzles that are very well done, very deep and well done, honestly adds more to it. And there's some people out there speculating, they say the voice acting isn't as good as the original. I would have to disagree on my personal opinion. that I think James alone, his ambiance, his tone switch, and the fact is, if you play through this game and you watch him as he slowly goes into madness, his character model changes, okay? He starts getting saggy bags under the eyes. His fingernails go from clean to dirty. He gets more stressful. He obviously shows tics, like when he's in the Heaven's nightclub, where she offers him some liquor and he's like, his hand's shaking. He's like, no, 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 no. There's so many little additions to the remake that was not in the original, which adds to the overall, flavor of the game. Honestly, I played it through it several times. I have not seen all 8 endings. They added a couple more endings, but most of them are kind of easily achievable as long as you know what to look for and what to do. But one thing I also say, if you go through this game, people also complain that it's not as dirty and grainy. There's filters you can add. There's stuff you can do. Like the meter bar that goes right around the outside, I turn that off immediately, okay? I can just look at the controller. I can just look at the PS5 controller, and I can see what my health is. I don't need that, but there's so many different options that they add into this game that actually make it better. Is it the same as the original? No. Same as Silent Hill 3, same as Resident Evil 2. Like the Resident Evil 2 remake. Why do you people love that so much? And yet you're the same people that trash talk the Silent Hill 2 remake. It's the same basic premise. Resident Evil 2 wasn't like that. But what did they do? They made it a third person over the shoulder thing, and they didn't really add anything. They mixed it up, but this one is like a remix too. Most of the locations you remember, if you remember from 20 plus years ago, I'm impressed. But they moved it around. They've changed things. They juggled it. They added more. The visual fidelity is actually on point. The fog, yes, could be thicker. I do agree it could be thicker, but there's nothing quite like that feeling of you going into a room, your radio not doing anything. It's super dark. You can't see anything. And you go around the corner to collect the health item, and guess what? A motherfucker pops up and starts smacking you in the face. Scares the crap out of you. That is done brilliantly in the remake. The original focused more on the fact, like, the limitations, the nerve, the dread. You could not look around that corner. You know there's something around that corner that's going to attack you, and you have to go around that corner. The dark wasn't as good in the original either. They got the dark set good in this. But I understand the dread feeling and the more disturbingness aspects were a little bit more heightened in the original due to its limitations. However, the fact that they expanded on it and added a lot more voice acting with these characters with backstories and collectible items in the new one, I still like the original better. But this remake is fantastic. I give it a 9 out of 10. The sound design is some of the best I've seen ever. The music, while some of it's remixed, is great. The puzzles are fantastic. Try playing this game on hard difficulty without being one of those losers that picks up a cell phone to figure out how to beat the puzzle. Beat the puzzle on your own, you snowflakes. Honestly, the puzzles are great. The voice acting is great. The plot is phenomenal. It hasn't changed really any from the original, but it doesn't need to. They just add some more stuff into it. Honestly, trophy support and stuff like that, but the mechanics have been updated enough. Now, some people also complain about the mechanics, going, okay, if you're updating this game, why are you still going to have clunky fighting mechanics? And much like I said in my review, I say with this, James is not a combat veteran, okay? And honestly, the addition of the duck and move, I hate to say this mechanics in this game is what Callisto Protocol should have had. I know that's a deep cut right there, but I stand by it. This is the mechanics that Callisto Protocol should have had in terms of the fighting of the characters. The updated of the bosses of you fighting them is significantly improved. Like I said, once again, the character models, some people have some issues with the redesign of some of their faces. I get it. They're like, oh, they're not as pretty. It's just saying like you people out there that got pissed off over Aloy, whatever, from Horizon Zero Dawn having face stubble. Okay, y'all have some issues. Okay. I don't give a rat's ass about a character model looking more realistic if it actually adds to the character of that person. I don't care if Leon Kennedy, his hair is slightly different. If his face is modeled different, okay? It's still Leon Kennedy. Same as James Sunderland and the rest of these characters. Yes, their voices are different. Yes, their faces are slightly different. But does it destroy the game solely based off of structure of a face? No. And if you're getting butthurt over the fact, oh, they changed her face, her tits ain't as big, her outfit's not the same, I don't like it, the game's not good anymore because they changed that, oh, they changed everything. You're an idiot. Okay, you are an idiot. If changes make the game worse, then you can complain. But if the changes actually make the game make sense, you're an idiot. That's all I can say. Am I happy with the fact of them remixing stuff around? Like the first time you find the radio. We all know where you find the radio in Silent Hill 2. You don't find it in the same place you do in this. No, you don't. So they remix stuff, and I don't have a problem with that. This is a remake. It's not a one-for-one exact copy of the game. There's several parts that have been expanded on. Lots of stuff you can explore that was never in the original game, and lots of dialogue that's been added, which actually leads into some of the different endings. The only thing I can say that I agree with is they should have more unlockables when you beat the game. You get a couple outfits and a chainsaw. But the chainsaw serves its purpose in order for you to go through the second playthrough to get the speed run through, and I think the trophy for not using guns. Honestly, the gunplay, a little floaty, but not that bad. Honestly, I have no problem with the remake of Silent Hill 2. I still love the original more, but if you can sit here and not tell me that Silent Hill 2 Remake is a good remake, you're obviously blowing smoke up someone's ass, okay? You're obviously one of these people that get butthurt really easy about change. And I myself am over 50 years old now. I don't like change. I'm still on my first cell phone. But I can't deny the fact that even though I don't like Bloober Team, they did a good job with this. And I hope they come out with some DLC in the future. Honestly, please leave in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me on this particular conversation / aka rant. Is there something I left out? Is something that you don't agree with me with? Please leave in the comments below respectfully, and we can discuss it like human beings. Unlike the way the world's become, where everybody believes in what they believe in, and if you don't agree with them, and that's what I hate about the gaming community and the world as a whole. Y'all gotten really stupid. You complain about really dumb shit anymore, and it really does truthfully bother me. But in the end, this was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching this video. Once again, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave lots of comments. And of course, here at Devil Dog Gaming, we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.